Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day, sir. Today, the proposal that I want to present is the effect of mass death of sockeye salmon or Coracoes nakar toward the upstream river of Fraser Lake. Now, for the introduction, we start with the sockeye salmon. The first thing that we want to know when it comes to the sockeye salmon, it will come into two different form or physical appearance. The upper side is the ocean appearance, while the bottom side is during the spawning appearance. But before this, is one fun fact is that this salmon is the third major common salmons in of the specific salmon. And during the non-spawning, the morphological of the character, the physical character of the salmon is consists of iridescent silver flank like this one with a white belly at the bottom and a metallic blue-green blue at the top. You can see this greenish at the very top. But however, during the spawning season, the salmon itself physically changed as their head turned green and their body turned red, and their beak and the mouth have a big or protrusion in front of them. And you can even see the tail is a bit change color, as you can see it has more yellowish appearance compared to the ocean one. And one of the things that interest is that this species can be found in the Fraser Lake at Kodia Island, Alaska. Now, research background. This salmon, if you look at this map, is these are the range of the sockeye salmon in the Alaska, where these are all the area where you could see the salmon it shows that the abundance of it. Now, salmons, when salmon return back to the Alaska stream, it is one of the most important industry for that state. Why? Because of the average commercialized salmon actually sold over $466.5 million. Yeah, this shows that it truly is one of the important profit for the Alaska states. And within the Alaska state, they actually have 5 common Pacific salmons, which are sockeye salmon, pink salmon, chum salmon, chinook salmon, and coho salmon. You can see at the bottom where these are all the different species of the salmon. Each one of them literally live within this area, except according to the species, some of the area they can go more while others they cannot. But for this research, I only focus on the range of the sockeye salmons. Now, for the justification, the thing is there are low number of study when regarding the relationship between the mass death of sockeye salmon toward the water quality of the river. As we all know, so sockeye salmon or most of the salmon, when it comes to spawning, after the spawning, they will immediately die out or slowly degrading its body because there is no more antibody, no more energy to keep the body function alive. Thus, the question whether does the mass death of the salmon actually have any influence of the water quality of itself? And most of this study actually conduct into the ecology aspect of the species, but not the effect into the water quality itself. On the other hand, there are indeed an article that conducted a study on the effect of the dead carcass, but it's on a different species, which is the specific salmon on the other type of species. While overall, this salmon has the effect death or this show have the mass death of sockeye salmons toward the water quality river pressure has not been studied yet and is important to fill in the gap. So, for our objective is to study the effect of mass death of sockeye salmon toward the upstream river and to investigate the, the spawning of sockeye salmon that contain pollutant in order to see does the degradation of the body actually affected is either the sediment or the water quality itself. So for my methodology is this. First, step one is all the water sample will be collected and recorded every day on 3 separate sites, which is designated as shoreline site S1, S2, and S3 using a multi-parameter throughout the spawning season, which is from June to July. Second, on each site, the flesh of the sample from the fish will be collected for contaminant analysis alongside the sediment of the shorelines. And the third is to gather all the collected samples and will be analyzed at the laboratory at the Kodiak Island Limnology Laboratory. And lastly, to collect all the raw data and then analyze it using Microsoft Excel and ANOVA because we have like 3 different set of independent samples or independent group of data. And then we compare and convert it into presentable data as a result. These are the experimental design and these are the Gantt chart. And lastly, the expected outcome, the high concentration of the pollutant from the flesh and the sediment of the degradation of the flesh actually affected the sediment. And then I would see, even if we have a mass carcass of fish salmons onto the soils, and these are all the references. Thank you.